Carrion is the newest hotness from Devolver Digital, a game that touts itself as a reverse horror experience, where you play as the monster, devouring those squishy helpless humans to grow your own terrifying power. It's a novel and unique concept, at least for the most part. It reminded me strongly of another game I played long ago, when I was but a wee lad. The Visitor is a Flash game from 2007 made by Zbarth, where you control an alien as he assimilates the DNA of the local fauna to grow stronger. Jack, are you really going to talk about this old piece of crap while all these high-profile games are on display, ready for hot takes by all the other more popular YouTubers?
Hey, let's chat!
Want to hear about all the depraved serial killers I've encountered so far?
No, thank you. Forget what I said.
Quite frankly, yes. Partly because Flash games are soon to be extinct, and who else would remember this game unless it was catalogued? But the most important reason to cover it now was it only took me 15 minutes to play. So, after remembering my old Congregate account details, I jumped back into this relic of time wasters past. After crashing into the earth, we see ourselves, looking like a small chub of a beast, or rather, like the beast's chub. You control the game just by clicking on elements on the screen to solve puzzles, and first on our extraterrestrial menu is Froggy over here. With a helping hand from Mr. Tree, we can hop on over, get eaten by him, then pull out the old Uno reverse card. I miss Flash game violence. Next, you might think we want to get that bird, but you're forgetting that this is technically an adventure game, and thus, normal conventional logic does not apply here. You stupid fuck. Obviously, what we need to do is to get to that house, and given our wriggly appearance, squirming over there could take forever. All the more reason to take the bird? You don't get it. Logic? No. Bullshit adventure game puzzle? Yes. We must distract this bird with bugs so that we can knock this stump over, so we can rest this rod over it, and then scare a fish with our meteor to our line so that we can jump on the rod and be twanged all the way to the house. What? Isn't that the first thing that popped into your head? Arriving at the house, we find ourselves at the mercy of this giant pussy. Now, getting eaten by a frog was okay, but not this cat, due to their innate feral bloodthirst that would have us ripped to shreds and then presented as a trophy to their master. We need a new plan. So, using our new frog tongue, we do this. This apparently attracts bugs to distract the cat, allowing us to open the door. Or not. If only there was some animal around here who could lend us some appendages. So, after working out how to get past the cat again, by clicking a tree branch I didn't even know was there until my mouse cursor changed. Look, this bullshit was par for the course for Flash games, you kids wouldn't understand. Then solving some weird pipe steam puzzle, we finally have the drop on our feline friend. See that right there? That's what we call a jackpot. Maybe I should put a content warning at the start of this video. We made it inside, and old Ma's washing the dishes. Silly old Ma. Don't you know you're most likely to suffer a fatal accident inside your own home? Especially if I juice this orange with the top off to distract you, overflow your sink onto the floor, and propped a knife precariously over this open drawer. See? Now if only you'd had big brains instead of a dump truck of a booty. Into the vents! For some reason we ignore the dog in this game. I guess we may be a hideous monster from outer space, but we're not a total monster. What do we have here? More victims. Despite their bunk bed setup, I think these boys are actually full-grown adults. They just haven't managed to find a girl and settle down yet. Well, too late now, fuckers. Hop down for some tasty fillet-o-fish and get yourself a killer new haircut. Next, it's finally time to take out this bird, which looks suspiciously like the same bird model as the one outside. Oh, Flash developers. This one, takes me a while. Not because I don't know what to do, I can see the birdseed and the hiding spot clearly, it's just figuring out where the game wants me to click to progress this. Maybe flash games were a mistake. But I do it, and take the bird to bring out my new form, and it's kinda goofy looking. But we don't have to stare at it too long, since that mouth is ripe for the assimilating. Look at us now. We exude raw power. At this point, it's not about taking the DNA, it's about the slaughter. Here's the youngest boy, Timmy, scared out of his pretty little mind, hiding in the bathroom as he hears his family being mutilated around him, one by one, until he doesn't have to be scared anymore. And then that's the end of the game. Or is it? Prompting you after you finish is an option to replay the last scene, because it's time the reverse horror experience was reversed. You may have noticed already, but you don't actually control the monster in this game. All the things you do by clicking on them, flinging oranges across the room, moving tree branches, and other feats that would have been impossible to do as a tiny baby alien, they all point to one thing. This whole time, you've been playing as God, and now it's God's will that this monster's reign of terror comes to an end. Because the greatest ending we can all agree on would be letting Timmy here survive, so that the FBI come over and seal off all evidence from the public eye, and our stalwart young boy here can make a living as a talking head in a crackpot documentary, telling the world about his encounter with the alien menace, and how lucky he was to survive the potential alien probing. Yes, everything I just said is most definitely the intended message of this game, and you can't convince me otherwise. So now it's time for the final boss of bullshit adventure game puzzles, and you will die a lot, trial and erroring your way to the promised end of seeing Timmy getting a spot on the History Channel, and eventually, you'll crack the code. Close the door, giving you time to turn on the sink. No, this sink here. Then take this toilet roll, flush it, causing a spill on the floor. Now you can open the cupboard without the thing barging in inexplicably and eating your head off. And you'll get the hairdryer, just as our former ally barges in, but falls into the sink, so you can give him a 16-amp bubble bath. Sayonara, sucker. Fool, you only did enough bullshit adventure game puzzling for them both to die. What you need to do for this game's true ending was all of that, but when he breaks in and slips, turn on the other sink, which you cannot do at any other moment in time in this whole encounter, then put the hairdryer into that, revealing a fucking gun in the cabinet, and then blow away this red menace using the wrathful will of God. Don't worry, Timmy. You're safe now. And that was The Visitor. Honestly, it hasn't aged well, but I dare someone to find me a flash game that has. The important thing about this game is that it was the first to give me this dark, terrifying power of being an unstoppable killing monster against my fellow man, and I relished this chance as a mere 13-year-old boy. And look at me now. Sleeping on the floor, drinking beer and reading weeaboo trash as I wait for the bed shop to get through their backlog of orders brought on by COVID-19. Living the dream. See you next time.